We are. Hello and welcome to It's Levels to This, where your host, me, Sherron Washington, will talk with guests weekly about how to elevate their position. This week, you get a treat, my audience. You get to see my friend circle, one of my friend circles, my actually closest core friend circles, two of them. You get some inside information, maybe, about maybe about friendships and how friendships level up. And so these friendships I got were adult friendships. They're not even like childhood friendships. They're adult friendships where we've been friends for over 2 decades, going to 3. Man, I'm getting old. And this is what's happening. So welcome, Danica and Lorena. Hello.
Hello. Hey,
Thank you guys for being on my show. One thing I want to tell you guys is that if anybody doesn't know, we all have tattoos together. I don't know if you guys can show your tattoos.
I can lift my arm a little, had surgery. So.
Right. And we made an adult decision to build our bond upon that because I think over the years, we've grown so close to one another. I can tell you guys, you mean the world to me. I don't even know how to kind of articulate that. It's kind of a heart thing. Like I couldn't do the things that I'm doing without you guys, and I wouldn't want to do it without you guys. So thank you for coming on. Why don't you tell my audience a little bit about what you do, and then we'll jump right into the discussion. Who wants to go first? Go ahead.
You want me to go? All right. I'm Danica Williams, and I work in professional development education. So creating adult learning for individuals based on whatever nonprofit I may work for. My little side hustle is editing and writing. In fact, these two were for one of my first 2 clients. So doing that on the side as well, just to give background, I guess, degree-wise. I started at Purdue. That didn't work out. We might get into that. I went to Howard, got my degree with my mother in public relations. And then I went into organization development and knowledge management at George Mason for my master's.
Nice. Excuse me.
It was a long journey.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And hey, somebody told me long ago, when my bosses said you have to be your best PR person. So
you do. If you don't tell it, who else is going to? Well, we 3 will tell it, but
we will tell it.
Yes. Right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, Lorena, tell us about yourself.
I am Lorena Simpson Townsend.
There you go.
Yes. And I have been in the federal government for over 35 years. The customer service is like big and has been rooted within me. So, but what balances me is my passion, which is makeup artistry. I am a professional makeup artist for over 20 years.
He does all of mine. Any material you see is done by her. All right. Anytime you see me, it's done by her. Yes.
Yes. So those are one of the things that keep us close too, because we work together. We support one another, but we'll get into that. But I've had a very, very lucrative and blessed career in makeup.
Are you able to tell who you work with? I mean, you know.
I was gonna say you're being modest.
Are you gonna say who you work with?
Well, I'm not the biggest one to do this.
Well,
I would do it for you.
My client, one of my clients of 7 years was Stevie Wonder. I have done Michelle Obama, the first lady, our forever first lady.
For first lady. Cheers.
I do Gail King. She is a friend of mine too, but she is very, very awesome. What you see is what you get. I love Gail. and Angela Bassett, just a couple others, but my truest is here right in front of me, my wonderful besties. But you know, I just love doing everyone. It doesn't matter who they are. They are all very special to me and will always continue to be so. Yeah, thank you so much for having me here today. It's an honor to be amongst.
So this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We got some fun questions. We got some serious questions because the audience wants to know, definitely when you're in an adult relationship, friendship, right? And you're bringing three personalities of people who kind of already are almost set in their ways, right? So, or kind of learning how to become themselves. It's almost like a marriage, right?
Mhm.
It's almost like a marriage. So I think about this, about how we've elevated, like this was truly curated. I was like, oh, you know what? I want my two besties to get on here and let's talk about how we've elevated the friendship, because I really think there has been elevation here. So I want you guys to describe your thoughts on our, excuse me, how our relationship or our friendship has elevated over the years.
You want me to go first? So I would not know Lorena if it was not for Sherron. That's number one. Sherron introduced me to several girlfriends who we're still friends with, of course, but instinctively, like without even realizing it, it's like I saw the connection like that with I want to call you Pooh so bad. With Lorena.
As you can do that.
So it was an instantaneous thing where it's like, I like her. And it was, like, okay, cool. And then come to find out she and my mother are just a day apart. So it's no wonder their personalities are very similar. And my mother is one of my best friends as well. So I think that initially, Sherron and I started as a work relationship. And then finding commonalities along the way. She was already back in school before I was. And I think that as time went on, there was a particular year I can think of where it just seemed like we were all at a crossroads dealing with different things, but at the same time, which I feel like we were, as you would say, leveling up. I remember when Lorena first started just taking classes for makeup, talking to us about that. And Sherron, on her way, she was getting her bachelor's and working towards her master's. And with me,
I can tell you before that, accounting classes.
That's right.
Accounting class, yes. Accounting class at the old house, right?
Yes. So I think that, and then I too was back in school as well. I paid off Purdue. I owe them tons of money. I paid them off, back in school with my mother. And I think we all just started to kind of shift in where we thought we wanted to be professionally. Mm-hmm. And then it just kind of blossomed from there. I think just being exposed to different things, and we always take each other along for the ride always. So when Lorena was first starting to work on her makeup, I was one of her first models, not really a model, but I was one of her first models.
Well, you're beautiful.
And she let me do her first bio. I wrote her first bio for her, and Sherron designed her branding and whatnot. It just kind of,
it is now. Yeah.
It just made sense. Like everything we were doing, kind of my writing, her artistry in terms of graphic design and marketing, and Lorena with her, as she mentioned, her customer service and her makeup artistry. I just think it just kind of made sense at that time. And so as we grow older, we continue to evolve. And I think that that's one thing that keeps us close, because we all are like-minded in that way. It may be a little different in how we approach things, but we're like-minded. And so as we grow, we just take each other with us. And it's really been interesting to see, like, out of all of the friends we have, how the three of us have really become close, with a few exceptions, of course.
Yeah.
Pooh or Lorena? Yeah, Pooh. The wine is flowing. So
see, there we have
it. Pooh is going.
That should be your question. You should ask.
I am that one. But yeah, it's just being consistent. We keep in touch. We like
even when you don't want us to.
That they will definitely don't care. They don't care.
We don't care. Danica cares a little bit, but I can tell you that, Pooh, to save her, she cares. I absolutely do not. She's like, no, do not call Pooh. I'm going to.
I'll be
I'm
like,
going.
they
Wait,
call it.
does she hang out? She don't hang out. She don't hang out. Who really? She wants to talk. She doesn't hang up. So here we are.
Not today. Not
Shout out to
like what is
FaceTime to get all three of us on. Yes.
be like, what is it? What? So yeah, just being consistent and respecting each other. And like you said, we've grown together. We are there to support each other whenever we need. So that also helps, just being there. And sometimes, just listening is all that it takes. But this is not hard, we respect each other, and like you said, we are all different.
Yeah.
So, that's what helps it's, stay strong and grow.
And I think the one thing, I definitely have to cut you off, Lorena, but I think the one thing we all have is curiosity. To a certain extent, we all have a form of curiosity, which I think also helps us to continue to evolve. We're always trying different things, learning different things, whatever it may be. I think that also helps us too. We have that in common as well.
Yes, definitely.
I like this. I like that Pooh said it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like this isn't hard. Like this isn't a hard friendship to be in at all. Like at all. Even when we're not at our best, because I'm not gonna have the audience sit here and say that we're all at our best and we're always at our best with one another too. But it's funny that when one of us goes off the rails, the other two goes, oh, wait.
Okay.
What's happening here?
Like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah. That's the thing, it's good that we are all not there together to help bring us out of it. We like, come back.
Come on. Come back.
Come back.
And I think that's kind of,
we are not always all in that space. So
yes.
Or if we are, then one of us will sacrifice our own, for the other person.
That's true.
It is so true. I think one time, and this might have been recent, maybe within the year, Pooh kind of went off on us, and then she's like, I'm sorry.
We were over it. We had moved on. She's like, no, that was rude. No, I have to acknowledge that I was rude to you all, and I want to apologize. We were like, okay. I mean, like, we didn't think anything. We were over it. It was gone. It was gone. Right.
That's how like she told us so in a second. And we like,
I didn't really remember what she said, but I do remember her apologizing. I was like, oh, why are you apologizing?
With the conversation.
Like, what happened? I was like,
I can call you all and my nose is red. And you're like, what's wrong? You can tell I've been like upset or whatever, we just know
like
each other well enough.
You can see it on your face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shoot.
So it's easy. This is easy to do. It's easy to love you too. It's even in the worst of times. It just flows. I trust you guys emphatically with all the skeletons, all the bones, all the secrets, all the inadequacies, all of them. And I trust that there's no judgment there. And so I think that that's a piece of kind of wisdom and a lesson when you're building circles, not just professionally, but personally too, right? Yeah. So I think that when you build these circles, or the opposite way around, so not personally, but professionally as well, like you want to have a group of people, for me, that we don't have to be on the same level. We don't have to be moving in the same level or at the same time.
Right.
Some of us can move, maybe I'm moving 2 steps, somebody else is moving 1, but the fact that we support each other and there's no problem with that, like we take each other as we are in the best spaces. And I think that that's a level of maturity and elevation that comes with that. Okay. So here's my fun question. I love a bunch of fun questions, right? If you could think of a song, we all walk in the room, right? And I think we have different walks when we walk in the room. I wish I could demonstrate each walk, right? Danica, all I'm thinking about is you're walking to the room with Leah and I at the hotel. But nonetheless.
Like George Jefferson, I know.
Oh, man. But walking in the room, what theme song would you play for each one of us when you walk in the room? I'll let you guys go first. I'll go last.
So I have ringtones for people on my phone. That's, well, when I'm not at work, some of it is explicit, but I have ringtones for people who are very important. So I know that it's them and I can hear it. And so that's easy enough. Like I could easily say My Bestie by Sweetie and Doja Cat. That's Lorena's ringtone. And then of course, Sherron, we all love New Edition and everything, but Sherron's is Belle Biv DeVoe. So I think yours is That Girl Is Dope, which still is
Ooh, that's
equivalent.
because I love
what think it
Michael
is.
Bivins. So let's make sure we
So much.
have a correction here. That Michael
We love New
Bivins. And you know
Edition.
what? Somebody that I work with, one of my clients, used to date him or knows him.
Oh, God.
I know. I
That's
was kind of like,
fascinating.
what?
Oh my
But,
God.
you know, I'm over it. I'm have moved on from her.
Right, you okay? Okay.
Okay, man's married. I'm married. I'm all right. I'm all right.
So those are my two.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Who?
Even if you probably some don't know, but Danica, she has this wonderful just appearance of being sweet, but we know she has
and I didn't say it.
Let's put it out there. Look, but even with that, the song that I have for her is like the Golden Girls, only because we're a little bit more I want to say sensitive in nature kind of than Sherron. Sherron is that
I'm sensitive.
Sometimes.
Yeah. At times. When you think we need it. How about that? When you think we need it.
You come back a few days later. You kind of
I'm getting better. I mean, it used to be like, forget it all the way. Like, look, man up.
Right.
Right.
That's true.
That part.
So,
yeah.
Okay. A few days.
So,
sometimes it takes me a day to be like, oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pooh, I'm sorry.
And then the other for Sherron is, I don't know artists, so I'm not good with that. So what's the one is You're My Best Friend?
It's the same thing.
It's Sweetie. Yep.
Is that one? Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Like
that's your ringtone.
Oh, that's mine. Oh, see, but when you think of someone when they walk into the room, that's kind of what I see. But I have one that's for us as a group, and that's the Carters.
Which one?
Friend.
Friend. Okay.
That's a good one.
From the Carters. Yeah, so I think of that as us as a group.
That's a good one.
Well, you got two fire signs and the earth sign. So it's Taurus, Leo, and the Sagittarius. All I see is good friends in that. That's good energy, man. You got stubbornness, you kind of life of the party kind of people, and then the hothead. And what's funny is that Danica happens to be a Sagittarius, but until you get her, you won't know it until it's too late. It's too late.
Like a viper that there's a strike you, baby.
Spitting venom.
Venom.
Oh, it's here.
Venom.
It's
here.
Here.
Too late.
What's yours, Sherron? What's your songs?
So mine, surprisingly enough, is going to be two Beyonce songs. I know. Jamal, shout out to Jamal. Long Lamage. You'd be proud of me. Diva would be Pooh, because what I see every time I see Pooh is when she walks in the room, there is a presence that she brings with herself. You are made, yes. Just you don't know.
Get together. You're prepared,
Put together. And it's like, right. So it's Diva. And for Danica, this is the song how she makes me feel. Formation. So with Danica, both of you all, but Danica especially makes me feel like I need to be together. I need to get myself together. Every time I talk to her, I'm like, I gotta get myself together. I do it.
Same way.
Hey, get myself together.
Yeah, get it together.
Mine ain't right. Get myself together. So Formation and Diva would be those two songs for you guys. And then there's a lot. I like My Bestie. for all of us, but I also like it's giving boss bitch, right? Like it's lotto, right?
Okay.
I feel
Accept.
strongly about our bond and how we've elevated in our careers. I'm proud of that. Like I could talk about that for days. That and not that my other circles do not have that same kind of upward mobility, but it's the fact that we're in each other's space a lot of times more than I am, say, with my other friends, right? Doesn't mean I don't care for them just as much, because I do.
Right.
But in this moment with you guys, because we talk at least 3 or 4 times a week, I force it. If it could be 7 times a week, I would do it.
She would.
Who would hate
I try
it?
to save you sometimes. I do.
You can't save her. You can't. I'm gonna do it. She tries, Pooh. She's like, don't call us. I am.
Like she's
She be like
painting.
this. I'm gonna do it. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna do
do.
it.
I'm on my phone, like, yes, I'm going to push it. I'm gonna push it. I'm pushing the button and it's done. And Danica's sitting there like, I ain't doing
smoke. I don't want no smoke.
I asked her and be like, didn't I just talk to you yesterday?
So
What happened different today than yesterday?
nothing.
What is it?
So speaking of which, okay, so we got really good times, and all of us have challenges. So if you think about us throughout the decades, now I can say decades, right? What has been the most challenging portion of leveling up within this circle of friends? It's been challenging.
I don't really see any challenges. Like I said, it's
That's
always.
I'm not to say we're perfect, but I don't see.
Yeah, because the thing is, we respect each other for who we are.
Yeah,
that's what makes it easy,
Right. I think maybe, I mean, if anything, not to say we all haven't had different obstacles, because we have, whatever it may be. I mean, you were a working mother, and going to school at the same time, who was going through a life change and having to, reinvigorate herself, from a past life. And with me, I know with the loss of my father, it kind of made me look at things differently. And I was like, not only am I doing it for myself, I'm doing it for the people who couldn't do it. So the people who I stood on their shoulders to do it, my mom, my dad, my grandparents, I'm doing it for me and them, So I don't know that it's really, if it was a challenge, it doesn't feel like it now. I can't remember. I don't remember it feeling all that challenging. It was like, we're going to do this, and this is going to be the outcome. And we each had, that's why I say it was a certain time where I felt like we all were kind of like, we need to make a change, like whatever it may be. And it wasn't like peer pressure or anything like that. It just kind of organically happened. Just like this bond that we have organically happened.
Yeah.
So I think the thing for me that I've learned, and it probably does help with this friendship, is that in the past, I tried to mold things into what I want it to be, forcing things. And I realized when I allow things to just authentically happen, it has a better outcome. And so that's whether it be personal relationships, professional, like careers, trying to turn them into something that they're not. Let me go out here and take a chance. Let me be bold enough to take a chance out here and make a step in a different direction, and I can give the example of my career. I worked in volunteer management for the majority of my career, and I decided, instead of me trying to mold this job into what I wanted to be, let me go out here and figure out what it is I want to do, willing to take a significant pay cut to do that, to just start over. And that was at age 39. I said, at 39, something's got to give. Something's got to give. I'm not going to turn 40. Right? You're like, no. I'm about 9 years after. So, something had to give. And I realized that, it was worth it. It was all worth it in the end, just like this friendship. So I can't think of anything that made it challenging. Can you, Pooh?
Well, the thing about it is in some friendships, challenges can be that where they are in competition with one another. They be like,
yes, right.
She doing that. Oh, I'm gonna go do this. Oh, I'm gonna do that. And then it's always that, but we don't do that. Like we don't, be in competition. We actually are our biggest cheerleaders and supporters, and especially when we're doing something, and Sherron is happy about that. Oh, we're doing something.
Well, I think that is a challenge, right? So I put you all to the challenge all the time because so my challenge, right, is having to push you guys where I want to see you in the time frame that I want to see you do it, right? Knowing our personalities are far more different. You know, if you're watching, audience members, I'm the one, if I say it, I'm doing it. Who is probably in the middle, she needs a little more time, and Danica has to write it out, think it through, be pushed, and then do it, right? Like, that's our personality. And so for me, a big challenge was having to learn and be patient in the changes that you all are ready to make, regardless whether I want to make them for you or not. But that's part of, like,
I mean, it's and you believing in us and our capabilities.
Yes.
And so we get it and we respect it, but she has learned over time.
Yeah, like,
we're gonna do it when we get
treating us to brunch and sitting across from us and asking us for expectations and visions is not going to work.
no.
She's like, we're going to lunch and we're going to have a talk about.
Immediately we know. It's like,
but bringing you all here, having to discuss, may spark up another podcast or maybe a makeup show, possibly. Or now.
We have it. Here we have it. It's gonna put it out there right
now. It's all about levels. It's levels to this.
Possible.
Yes. Yes. See, you didn't say probable. I'm good with possibility.
There we go.
All right. Another fun question. You know, we dabble in this a lot, right? And two of us are horror fans. I guess you call us horror fans. One of us is not, as you can see, right? One of us is not horror fans. However, we brought this question up, and I've been dying to ask this question, like, on air, right? All right. So, in a horror movie, which one of us would die first and why? Okay. Yeah, you got your piece of paper?
Let me see.
One,
let me have one.
2, 3. Oh, wait, we can't see it.
You can't see it?
I see yours. Pooh.
Sure.
Yes.
It says Sherron. That's what it says. If you can't see it.
Actually, I'm second. Our friend Rhonda would be first.
God love you. Rhonda be first.
Absolutely, Rhonda would be first.
So why me? I know why I'm going to die first. And, you know, the light version of why I would die first. But why me? Why me?
I feel like you're almost like the guy from Scream who knew all that stuff about horror movies, but he still ended up dead. I feel, didn't he die? He died, right?
He did.
I feel like the second one. I feel like you might just kind of disregard like what's going on, like we're partying, you know, or whatever. Because in my mind, if it were the horror movie, we're partying, you know, somewhere isolated or whatever, you know. And I just feel like you probably would be like, nothing's happening out here, you know. You would probably doubt it.
Yeah. First of all, she loves horror movies, but she's scary though.
I'm scary. I'm
She's scary. I am a horror enthusiast though.
Yeah, I'm scary.
I watch everything horror, and I watch all the ID crime channels. I do watch those. I scope out the scene. I see what's happening. Like, okay, now that man at the gas station has to be passed a little kind of not right.
I do watch those.
I'm gonna be somewhere well lit or dimly lit with someone else. And so
exactly. Those are first ones to go.
Right. Those are usually the first people to go. Because I'm not checking stuff out. We're in the cabin or where we are, and we're supposed to be having fun. That's where we are. That's where I am. I probably won't even know where you all are until after the fact.
Yeah.
After the fact. It is very true. I think in this case, so I changed my mind about who would live. So neither one of you are living. Leah. Yeah. Well, now
she also likes to dabble in the shows that you all like to watch, so it's possible.
Yeah, I think Leah in this horror marketplace, our friend Leah would live, and it's only because she would be clueless about what's going on in a different way. But she also probably would be a good hider. One time we went to Pittsburgh. Pooh, you didn't go with us?
People will say that.
She squatted down in the car.
She squatted down in the car,
She
said,
did.
I was like, what's that gonna do? It's not gonna help you. If they're coming first, they're coming
It
first.
won't find me first, that's for sure. All right.
Absolutely. Oh man.
It was like I wasn't there.
Absolutely. Okay. So I have two final questions for you lovely ladies. The first one is going to be talking about the balancing act between circles of friends, right? So how do you all balance and elevate your other friend experiences outside of this core circle? Like, is that easy too, or is that a challenging kind of move? How do you balance it?
I think as you get older, you learn to balance them more.
Some
But
of us.
yeah, but each friend serves a different purpose. Like, we all have friends in different circles. Like, as me and Sherron met at roller skating when we were young. So that's one circle, and then a line dance on another, and that's a circle of close friends on that. And then, makeup friends. I have, in all these different circles, you have friends, and they all serve a different purpose. And but just understanding that I am there for all my friends when they're needed, I believe is helpful, or it works. So
Yeah, sounds amazing. Tell you, I'm going to be honest here. I can tell you that I've mastered the balancing act between core friends and regular friends, right? And it is because of what you just said. There's maturity that has to be involved on every level, and sometimes people aren't there yet, right? And as you guys know, I got a lot of different circles, so it's a lot of people pulling at my attention, and now I'm noticing that, man, I can't get to everybody in a year.
Yeah, I think you all deal with that more than I do. I think I'm a little bit more selective, not in a bad way, not saying that in a bad way towards you all, but I do have friends from every phase of my life. So from being a teenager to college to, an adult, and then just finding commonalities. But I think that not to say, it's not even fair to say this. I mean, people know y'all come first, but like, it's true. And the same thing with my sister friends in Chicago and Milwaukee, like they come first. It's certain ones I think that I just have that connection that's just never going to go away. And then I've learned to put boundaries around myself because it was becoming a little bit too draining with so many people wanting my time. And also just being able to be able to focus on myself. I just had to do it a little bit where, it doesn't mean that I don't care about them or anything, but they may not see me as much, or talk to me as much. As you've said, Sherron, we don't have much of a choice with you. Just kidding, but we would still talk to you. We would still talk regularly, more so than anybody else.
You don't have a choice. First thing I'm going to do is call you. I'm just going to push that one button that got both of you on there, and probably Iris. Sometimes not Iris, but mainly you two are going to get it.
Yeah, Iris too. Yeah, I've had people say, you don't ever ask me to go anywhere. And it's like, okay, a lot of times I'm not asking y'all to go anywhere. Y'all suggest something. It's like, cool, let's do it. If it's something that interests you and it sounds interesting to me, then okay, I'll go. Let's try it.
Ron is the igniter. She's the one that be like,
yeah,
let's do this.
Now that's become more challenging as we've gotten older, though, because we have other responsibilities and obligations. So we don't move as spontaneously as we used to. Once Chris got a little bit older, it was like, oh, okay, cool. We can kind of do stuff. He can either come with us or he can stay home, with V. But aside from that, I don't really, to my knowledge, no one has expressed it. But then again, people probably know better than to express that because I would check them.
Because they're not going to win, right?
Right.
Yes.
And so you said first, and somebody's gonna be cringy about this when they hear it first. Hello, special friends. Special friends who get cringy about first. First just means we're around each other in each other's space. all the time.
You are my
And it's
go-tos. You are my
consistency.
go-tos. It's just what it
Yeah.
is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I don't think that any of us are trying to, you know, neglect other friendships having this friendship, but this friendship has flourished and blossomed and been watered and repotted over and over again. And so, I know that you say first, and I guess it is first to some
Hold that
people.
thought real quick. Hold on.
Uh-oh, where we going? Where you going?
What's happening?
What's
What's
happening?
happening? This
I
is
like
live. No, I'm
surprise.
joking. What's
This is so
happening?
exciting. She's like,
What happened?
it's happening. What's she doing? Do you know what she's doing?
I have no idea what she's doing.
Right.
But I mean,
Audience, this is a surprise. I don't know.
you could always, well, let's say you could pause it, but
No.
oh, you want to show the magic? As it
I want to
happens?
show the magic. Whenever magic happens, it is.
So what do
Look,
you, I think if anything, you and Pooh probably get it more than I do. Like, what do you do in those situations with people who make comparisons in terms of your relationship with them versus
I
us?
remind them of their personality. So, you know, I'm the one that's always say the more the merrier. Well, then come on out, right?
Right.
So I have friends that don't really socialize well, right?
Mhm.
I have friends that don't want to socialize with who I'm socializing with. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
so I can't do anything about that. I can't do
Yeah.
anything about that.
I think
I
you
mean,
two are like the fan favorites. Not saying that my friends don't want my time too, but I feel like you two,
no.
y'all
Maybe
both
you
have a
have
lot
more
of people vying for your
friends.
attention.
Maybe you have more mature friends that understand character. Like, I don't know.
See.
I don't know. And I'm again, it's about elevating, right? So as I
Right.
get older, I do realize that it's just different. It's just I have different experiences in my different circles, and that's it. That's it.
Mhm.
So, but I do invite everybody to, hey, come to this. Like, you know, when I have Friendsgiving, oh, well, you know, I had to change that as well. But when I have Friendsgiving,
It changes around now.
you know, you all remember that year I invited everyone.
Mhm.
That will never happen again. But it's again, if we're talking about leveling up and elevating, it is understanding who's going to be great in this space.
Right.
We have plenty of friends, like right. We have plenty of community friends. We got Jay. I don't want to list because I don't want to forget anybody, and then people, right? But we have plenty of community friends that come into the community, and we go and we have a good time. And so wait a minute. Why you say 1 minute? Where you go? I thought you was coming to bring us something back. You ain't got nothing back. Cool.
No, this is live. I had to pee.
Oh!
I am older, okay? I am the oldest in this group, everybody, okay? So just know this. I to go.
It is. It's one take.
It is what it is.
That was fast. I'm impressed. I'm not that fast.
I wasn't trying to hold, things up, but I was like, look.
That's pretty. You're in the middle. Sharon's the top. She's very fast. I'm very slow when it comes to that. That's why.
It is what it is. You getting us in our real look.
I'm hoping y'all don't hear my stomach.
In real form, baby.
Absolutely.
Ain't sugarcoat nothing.
I'm almost in tears.
I
thought it was
am about to be 53, baby. Okay, look. Which is
right.
what they can't say is that.
I know that's right.
When I was turning 50, let me tell you how I got on Sharon's number. Now she turned 50. Understand? He was like, can you not say that again? Now it's 50. I'm turning 50.
Hopefully. I'm turning 35. Sometimes people turn.
Roll to 50.
It doesn't work. Your child will be 30 next year.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows it.
This is it right here.
Is there.
All right. So this is my last question for you guys for today. So can you give at least 1 or 2 tips that you can think about throughout the years that have worked in effectively leveling up friendships? What does that look like?
Tips. So we probably mentioned most of them in this conversation, but
Okay.
I would say, grow together, build new experiences, that creates great memories, that keeps the bond together. Respect, boundaries.
Yes, except for when you want to call and they don't want to talk. You could care less about that. Just move through
Yeah,
that.
complete less.
All right.
I think those are good. So you're just talking about within our friendship leveling up? That's
Just
what you're saying?
period. Like these are tips for other people to effectively,
I had
build
to
better.
eliminate some folks. Some folks
Huh?
had to go. Some folks had to go.
You
I
gotta
feel
cut.
like,
You gotta cut.
yeah, so I said this, I remember the first time I said this to Sherron, and she almost clutched her invisible pearls when I was like, I have to benefit from your friendship in order for me to want to continue it. And what I meant by that, I don't mean monetarily. I'm just saying that I want to grow. So I want to be around people who also want to grow. And while you're growing, I'm learning from you. And I'm also, from my own experiences as well, but it gives me something to bounce ideas off of. And I think that that's something that we always do together. So like if we're thinking about something, we'll share it, we'll talk to each other, ask each other for insight or feedback. And we're honest with each other. So I think effectively communicating is definitely key. We don't come in with any egos. So it's nothing to bruise, it's just a matter of just knowing that these two individuals care about me. They want to see me win just as much as I want to see them win. And so those would be the things that I would say. But yeah, I still feel the same way about friendship. Like I got to benefit from it. The people that I surround myself with are, can I curse? No, it's YouTube. They're the ish. Can we curse?
I don't know.
My friends are well, I don't know about
YouTube.
YouTube. I think YouTube has things around it, parameters around that. My friends are the bomb, so all of my friends, I'm not even just talking about these two in front of me, these two primarily, yes, but like the friends that I hang with, they are about something, they want to be something, they want to do something, they have a purpose and they want to show it to this world. So for me, I think that's what is important, eliminating the waste.
Oh.
Well,
they never know. I mean, the people that, they wouldn't know. I mean, I guess
because they weren't around anyway. So
Exactly.
They weren't around anyway.
Yep.
The one tip I would give is that allow people to embrace their own personality. So the one thing that I really appreciate about this friendship right here, this core circle friendship here, is that my personality is not judged. Whether the impulsiveness, any mistakes that I make, that I'm still making on a constant basis, any weird things that I bring up to you guys, likes and dislikes, any of that, I feel very much in a safe space that you all allow me to be me, right? Like I'm a Michael Franks, Glorilla professor who likes to cook, right? Like there's all kinds of nooks and crannies about myself, and that you all allow me to be myself. I was going to say in the beginning when Danica was introducing herself about our friendship is that I often attribute Danica to actually saving my life along with my child, because she was the first person that was like, really? You want to be like that? I think it's something else going on, that somebody hasn't embraced and allowed you to be who you want to be, who you could be fully. And she saw me for me, despite kind of the shroud I had over
like
top
invisible armor.
Protection.
Yeah, you're
right.
protecting yourself. Yeah.
So I think that was for me a criteria in any friendships moving forward. So if you knew you coming, man, you got to take me for me. And if you're judging me for me, then I'm not for you. Right.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you guys. Any last words you want to say to the audience before I let you guys go? This was a fun conversation. I'm hoping it won't be in a horror movie in a cabin and with a zombie apocalypse and
ain't happening.
Die first. No.
Not happening.
Any last words?
It was fun. I enjoyed it. This is what we do anyway.
As always. Yeah, it is what we do always. I mean, we're always on
FaceTime. This is how it goes.
And when I hang up, I call you. I'm gonna call you on FaceTime anyway.
I know it.
Ah,
When this is over, the next thing will be a FaceTime call from Sherron like this.
I guess
Can we
I
just
guess we
go
could.
on this phone?
That's
Or this
true.
thing here,
Or
okay?
have you choose. Yes. I guess for
This should account for today's conversation.
no, it really does. Okay.
what was I gonna say? Darn it. Well, I guess when it comes to levels, I mean, I think that friendship definitely is a component of it. So I guess, I wondered at first, like, how is this associated with what you're talking about? But it makes sense, that we are not an army of one. We can't just do it all by ourselves. There are people that surround us and support us along the way. And so, friendship is definitely important. Everyone should feel that. Yeah. And just in terms of growing, being able to just listen to what people have to say, at least receive it. You may not agree, but receive it.
Yeah, receive it.
Yeah, and
We
go from
disagree
there.
a lot.
We do disagree, but in an agreeable way.
In an agreeable way,
That
though.
was an
Yeah.
elevated kind of piece there, right? Like we disagree. Me and Danica vehemently disagree about situations. That does not take away the love or anything. We've managed, I think,
Yeah.
that we've managed, all of us, to master the art of agreeing and not being disagreeable. I really like. We could get off the phone and I could be like, yeah, no, I really no,
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. And be fine. Move on to the next conversation.
That's our authentic friendship though. Like,
Yeah.
we're not agreeing and saying yes to everything or, saying, oh, yeah, this was a good idea. No, won't happen.
No, it's not really a good idea.
We had that this morning, Sherron.
What were we talking about?
It's not a good idea.
Your new hobby. And I was like, I don't know. You're like, what do you think? And I was like, I don't
You
know.
didn't see it. So I keep on talking about my new hobby of what I am doing, okay? It's a hobby. And I am adorning clothes. I am upcycling clothes. Thank you.
Very positive. It's a positive
So on the shoe, and I'm doing it anyway. So on the shoe, I have a shoe and I have a butterfly patch that I'm going to add to the shoe, which I think adds character. And Danica was like, I wouldn't do it, man.
But that wasn't me. What did you say? No, the way you responded was perfect. You remember what you said? You said you got it. You realized it wasn't for me, but I wasn't telling you not to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So you were looking for confirmation. I really couldn't give it because you were asking.
It's not your style. You like,
yeah. I was like, I haven't really.
You weren't like, it's horrible.
No.
It's horrendous. Because your response was, they do it.
Right. But I was like, that's not really for me. But what you talked about, what you're going to do next, I was like, okay, yeah, I get that. But like the shoe piece, I was like, and you were like, okay. And you said it perfectly. You're like, I get it. It's not for you, but you're not necessarily like against it. And I said, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to do it, by the way. I mean, that's usually
you are. I mean, and it works for you. I mean, it wasn't something for me. So when you're asking my opinion, I'm like, but normally some things I can still envision it, even if it's not my style. I can say, oh yeah, you can rock that or whatever. It's the same like when we talk to Lorena about makeup or whatever. She's like, oh yeah, like the lip I have on right now, she's the one that gives me all my lips, so my lip colors. So sometimes like, can I? She's like, yes, you can, so sometimes we do need that confirmation or validation. But then again, I appreciate the fact that you understood. I was saying for me, it wasn't a yes.
Yeah.
For you, I know you could do it.
Well, no one, so Vincent hated it, Christopher hated it, Pooh might like it. It may be a Pooh style. I think it will be. I think Pooh will
it might be Pooh,
it's just one shoe, right? What I'm going to do. And, look out for it. It probably will be done tonight.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. That's who I am, all right? I must do what is on my mind in the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all have those moments where like I may choose something, you're like, and then I wear it and you're like, it looks nice on you. I'm like, you said don't get it,
Yeah, right.
I'm the theme person, you guys. I love a good theme. I love a good theme. It's so that I can be able to dress. Because if I don't have a theme, then I'm clueless about what I'm gonna wear. So I need some parameters. As long as it's black, Pooh will do it. Danica,
Yes,
I think
Pooh
you're
will do.
more the colorful of us
I
between
think Pooh is more colorful these days.
these days, but
Yeah.
before.
I do a monochromatic thing too. I've gone kind of shied away from color a little bit, but I'm trying to embrace it more. I think that I did it probably trying to like camouflage my weight gain and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. If it looks good on me, I don't care what color it is. And so all throughout Italy last time I was wearing all kinds of color.
Yeah.
And I liked it. And
Wonderful.
so, I'm open to it now.
It looks
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Well, thank you guys for tonight. Audience, don't forget to share, comment, follow, subscribe, shout out, send stuff.
Like it.
Come talk to me about it, talk to them
it.
about it. Danica will have a podcast coming out very soon.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, whatever. And so Lorena will have some type of video podcast about makeup. That shall happen.
You know what I'm saying? That's that force. That's that.
It still feels like we're across the table at brunch.
I wish.
Because
I wish he was in front of me right now.
Nashville
I
Public.
wish he was.
It will be somewhere in the fall, before fall.
See what I'm saying? There you have it.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it. Thank you guys.
Fun.
Thanks again. You guys tune in. It's levels to this. Tune in every Wednesday on YouTube. There's a new episode of how to elevate your position, new professionals, new people where we laugh, probably new bottles of wine. So tune in. Thank you guys and have a good day.
Southern Peach.